Matt, I guess go back to that. What made you decide, or why did you want to come back and play?
Yeah, so after the season ended, I was probably 95% either going to declare or transfer out of here just because of the way things went. And then after talking to Aranda and family and everything, especially really just Aranda, talking to him and what he plans on bringing to the team, the standards, expectations, everything he wanted, he just laid it out on the table, and it just sounded good to me. It sounded like coming back was the best decision I could do, and everything that he wants to do on and off the field is going to make me a better player on and off the field.
As a linebacker, I mean, can you think of a better
Oh,
person?
that's why I did.
Yeah.
Once it said I'm taking over the DCs and linebackers, I knew it was a great opportunity just from looking at the past and looking at all the other linebackers he produced and put in the league, and they're still in the league and they're starting and they're All-Americans, conferences, Pro Bowls, everything.
Having been around him for so long, does anything that he does out there surprise you in terms of how his football brain works, or are there things where you're now more day to day, you're like, whoa, he thinks so differently?
His terminology is different, especially once you get into the room at first. It's hard to pick up on everything he's talking about and saying, especially once he brings a pencil out and the cards with all the players on it. It's like, okay, here we go, time to lock in. So his football terminology is definitely different, but on the other side, it can teach you things that a lot of people don't know. It can help you develop into a better player on the field, and just his terminology and the way he expresses things, it has helped me tremendously, not just on the defense side of the ball, but I've learned more about the offense within the spring that I have my whole time here at Baylor. Just the tendencies the offense does when the tackle or tight end shoulders are turned 1 centimeter, what they're going to do.
When even the super senior is having to learn new terminology, who does everyone turn to during practice to kind of be like, hey, did I do this right?
Yeah, I mean, lately I kind of felt good about it, because when I've seen it from Terrell and Dylan when they were here. A lot of players would go to them and be like, hey, what do I do in this? Hey, what do I do in that? And now it's kind of in my shoes. A lot of people, safeties or nickels, the jacks, the wheels, they'll come up to me and be like, hey, what I got on this play? And I could tell them, because I've learned the whole defense now, not just my position and the Rovers position, but I've learned everyone's position. So just being able to tell them what to do, just how Terrell and Dylan and everyone did in the past, it's a good feeling.
Since you've played so many spots, do you think that helps you too? I mean,
It does.
You've been in a lot of different spots.
Yeah, it does tremendously. It helps a lot, especially coming from jack to inside, back to jack to inside, back to jack to inside.
And you played both of the inside too?
Yes, I've played. Well, it's Rover and Mac now, but yeah, I played Will and Mike and Jack.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's helped a lot just seeing both sides of the perspectives, especially going from inside to Jack. You get to see the perspective at Jack. So then when I go back to inside, it's like, okay, I know what he's doing here. So it helps you play faster.
Is Mike, you feel like that's your wheelhouse? That's
Yes, sir,
where you're most comfortable?
Yes, sir. I feel like that's my home position. That's what I'm going to take to the next level.
Obviously, Coach Aranda's a little bit more hands-on in that room, but what about just adding Coach Jamar? I mean, what has he kind of brought? What's that been like?
Yeah, he's been phenomenal, man. Ever since he got here, he came in at a weird time, so he obviously had to learn the whole playbook just like everyone else. So he came in at a weird time, and every day he's been growing. I've seen it from the start. The beginning of meetings when Aranda would let him take over, you could tell he was a little confused, didn't know what to do. And then as days stacked on top, now he's on it like a normal coach. So you could see he's taking those steps up. So and even Chris, Coach Chris, he's been a great job as a GA. It's not even like he's a GA. He knows his ball. He knows everything. So it's like having 3 coaches in one room.
Have you set any benchmarks or anything you want to achieve? And maybe I guess your last year.
Yeah, man. I definitely want to hit that 100 tackle mark. I definitely want to create more havoc this year. And definitely put more technique on film, but more importantly, I want to lead way better, lead the whole defense. When things get rough, adversity hits, I want to be the one to pick everyone back up and get this team going.
How much does this team look at what last year and how last year went, how last year finished? Is that motivation, or is that kind of flushing?
No. We use it as a chip on our shoulder. We talk about that a lot whenever people aren't doing their job, doing the right thing. A lot of people bring up that's 3-9. That's what we did last year. We ain't doing that. And I know a lot of people put a chip on their shoulder about that. So even for me, it helps a lot. Just when I'm getting tired, when I'm out there doing the wrong thing, it's just like, think of last year. Nobody wants to go through that again. It was one of the worst feelings since I've been here.
Matt, did you give Bryson a hard time last year for being the old guy on the team? Do you now regret
I do, man.
doing that?
I do, man. Giving him heck all the time, like, old man, Papa, you know. Okay, he went 7 years, I'm on 6, so let's bring it down a little bit. But no, it's, you know, people definitely call you the old guy, you know, and I just got to take it and do it. Take it as a good thing, man. I got some of the most experience, so.